Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making pumpkin spice sugar cutout cookies. I will also show you how to make royal icing and how to decorate this really cute pumpkin pie, acorn, and leaf cookies. Let's start by making the cookie dough. In a standing mixer, we're going to cream together 4 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 cup of light brown sugar, and 1 cup of white granulated sugar. This amount of dough will make about 45 to 48 cookies, so feel free to have this recipe if you don't need to make as many. Scrape down the sides of the bowl just to make sure that everything's mixing properly, then add 2 eggs and 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree. In a separate bowl, mix together 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of pumpkin spice, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Incorporate half of the dry mixture at a time and let it mix until it forms the dough. Knead the dough on your counter for a few minutes just to make sure all the flour is mixed in. Divide the dough in two and roll each half in between 2 pieces of parchment paper. Refrigerate the dough for 1 hour before cutting the shapes. This is going to allow the cookies to have sharper and cleaner edges. I got my cookie cutters at Hobby Lobby. They came in a package of 6, and I also bought a candy corn cookie cutter for the pumpkin pie. Place the cookies in a baking sheet and bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes or until the edges are golden brown. While that happens, we can start working on our royal icing. In a standing mixer, mix together 2 pounds of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and 3 large egg whites. Let that mix for approximately 5 minutes until it starts looking like thick glue. This consistency is perfect for outlining our cookies, so I'm going to show you what I did to each color I used. I started with some of that thick consistency and dyed it with food coloring. I am making this one for the pumpkins, so I use a mix of orange and copper food coloring to achieve this pumpkin color. Then, I transferred about 1/3 of that to a piping bag with a small piping tip. Now, I added about 1 tablespoon of egg whites to the rest of the icing until it reached what we call flooding consistency. Pick up your spatula and wiggle it to form ribbons. They need to disappear within 5 seconds. If they don't, then add a little bit more of egg whites. And if you feel it's way too runny, don't freak out, just mix in a little bit more powdered sugar. And here comes the fun part, the decoration. Let's start with the pumpkin. Using our piping consistency icing, we're going to outline our pumpkin. I like to start with an oval in the middle, then half ovals on the sides. Start flooding the middle of the pumpkin. Use a toothpick to help spread out the icing and get rid of any air bubbles. Let it sit there for about 2 to 3 minutes, then flood the sides. Let it dry completely before adding the details. I pipe the stem with a tan color flooding consistency icing and the leaves with a green piping consistency icing. I will write down below all the piping tips I used in this video. For the rest of the cookies, you're going to do basically the same thing: outlining, flooding, and adding details. Just make sure you let the flooding layer dry completely before adding any details on top. Since the piping icing is heavier, it will sink in if it's not completely set. This is going to take a lot of time and patience, but trust me, it will all be worth it at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully give these cookies a try. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to click on that notification bell to be notified when I upload.